What's going on, folks? We are back with another Clown Fiesta off race matchup between the pink Protoss, Timbo Slice, and once again in the yellow, the Terran Blair, Kevin Lee. So last time, these guys had a best of 3 series. Kevin won that one, spoiler alert, but I mean, why are you watching this one if you haven't watched that one? And Kevin won game 3, where Timbo was at 70% HP and 4 Hellions just wrecked Timbo in that final game. So starting things off this time around, Timbo gonna be playing at 90% HP. So Nexus, 900 health, 900 shields, and everything else will also have a similar percentage of HP. Both players opening up on the low ground. Once again, no shenanigans going on just yet. Both players getting a gas. Kevin's quite a bit earlier. Usually you time that out so you have 50 gas right when the barracks finishes, so you can get that Reaper right away. But Kevin just, he is a gassy boy. Very, flatulent, if you will. He does love to mine extra gas when he plays his main race of Zerg, so maybe old habits die hard. Timbo, he did go for that early Nexus. Both players actually getting that early expansion. So Stalker, not sure if that was a normal time Stalker, but it feels late because this Reaper is already almost in. And yeah, it's gonna jump in before that Stalker is ready. Might be able to find a kill or two. Yeah, first probe gonna go down. And Stalker does come out, so I think that's probably gonna be the only kill. But Reaper gonna get on out of there. Warp gate being researched. Second gateway over here in the middle of nowhere. 2 gateways, 3 additional gateways. I mean, this is kind of a weird spot, but I guess maybe if Kevin scans like here, then you won't see it. I don't know. It's a weird spot, but it's fine. Tech Lab on the barracks for Kevin, researching Stim right away, getting a Marauder as well. This rally point out to the front of the base, not really sure what that's all about. Factory as well, but nothing being done out of that. And no additional tech in the main base either. 200, almost 300 minerals now. And he is gonna start up additional gases? Yeah, this gas here, this gas in the natural, more Marauders in production, and Starport. Not really sure what kind of build this is. Again, these guys are off racing. Timbo does have a little bit of experience playing Protoss, so that's why he is giving his opponent a slight handicap. That 90% forge for Timbo, but nothing being researched, no cannons either, so not really sure why. Kind of want to like have a plan with everything you build. If you build a forge, you probably want to get upgrades, you probably want to get cannons. There you go, forge, researching that +1 ground attack for Protoss units. There's the robo facility that Timbo always likes to get. Observer gonna be popping on out. Twilight Council researching charge. No, we saw this yesterday, and Timbo didn't get any zealots, which is odd. And kind of doing the same thing this time around. He has 4 stalkers, but he's researching charge. And over here, back on the Terran side of things, just more Marauders being pumped out. We do have double medevac in production. A factory with a tech lab on it is producing widow mines. Now you don't need a tech lab for widow mines, so this is another questionable building for Kevin. Observer is here, spotting everything. Now, does Kevin notice that little glimmer? I mean, if he's paying attention, not hard to miss that. Complete. But then again, he doesn't really have a whole lot that shoots up. Armory did finish up, so that's going to allow the widow mines to stay permanently cloaked when they're burrowed. And you can see that indicated by that nice gentle red glow above the widow mine. Widow mine singular, by the way. Only one widow mine on the map. This factory not doing a whole lot. He is researching drilling claws. Very underrated upgrade. You see some Terran players neglect that. And if you go for widow mines, you absolutely want that upgrade. It allows your widow mines to burrow, I think, 20% faster. And it makes a difference. If they can get underground faster, they can fire faster. And it's not a very expensive upgrade either. I don't know exactly how much it is. I think 100 or something like that. And if you go for a good amount of widow mines, absolutely get that. If you only go for one, it's a little bit questionable. Yeah, this factory, I don't understand. Timbo is going to be the first one to get a 3rd base. Scan going down, double scan going down. Kind of interesting there. But Kevin is floating a lot of money. 1,300. Needs more production facilities. Also needs to utilize the ones he currently has. Hello? But Kevin gonna be moving on out already. 40 army supply for the Terran, 52 for the Protoss. But once again, keep in mind, Protoss is at 90% HP. Reaper scouts on ahead and gets absolutely exploded. Look at that. Oh my god, his guts all over the snow there. He's going to get covered up by the snowfall. 3rd base up now for Timbo Slice. 3rd going to be in production for Kevin Lee. Supplies relatively even, actually. Timbo did invest into this 3rd base, so that's a lot of money that's not in army. And it's going to take few more minutes for that to really kick in. And Kevin, well, he does have a slight army lead, and again that HP lead as well, so he could try to force the issue. Observer spotting all of this, so Timbo has a pretty good idea of what he may or may not be able to defend against. And oh, it looks like maybe he was trying to set up a flank but couldn't quite get out there in time. Only 6 zealots, even though he researched that charge very early. Now the fight's gonna go on, and the Protoss units kind of dropping a lot faster than they normally would. But yeah, I think the lack of zealots really hurting Timbo there. The Stalkers don't fare too great against Marauders, but I think both sides suffering enough losses to kind of just pull back. Can't really end the game here. But yeah, I think more zealots to just charge in, be the meat shield, protect the Stalkers in the back, because Marauders do bonus versus Stalkers. and that fight might have gone a bit differently. (1-1) for both players, but Kevin also has +1 for his vehicles. Timbo is starting double Colossus production. He already has the extended thermal lance upgrade. And how did he get it so fast but doesn't have any Colossus yet? Just Timbo things, I guess. Hashtag just Timbo things. And wait, this is the extent of Timbo's army. 8 Zealots and 2 freshly popping Colossus. Timbo investing once again into yet another base. Actually, Kevin doing the same over here, even though his third base is not even a proper base yet. Look at this! Where's the orbital? Ah! There he goes. He starts it. Looks like just gonna be Marine, Medevac, Marauder, Mines. Quadruple M. Big Zealot run by here with those 8 Zealots. They get a few SCV kills, but was that really worth it? Losing 8 Zealots there and getting, I guess, 8 SCVs. Not really too worth it. Zealots are double the price of SCVs. But we do see that Kevin is down in workers, 49 to 59. Dropping a scan. Did that pick off the observer? I'm not sure. I mean, I assume he scanned for a reason. Must have gotten that. 2 observers went down this game, so I think we can assume that was indeed an observer. Timbo going for his favorite stalker unit. 2 more Colossus joining the fray. 4 High Templars as well. Storm being researched. Storm is just so good. Another triple scan by Kevin. You generally don't want to be spending that much energy on scans. Maybe like 1. But you do really want to prioritize mules because mules are just so good. Kevin's worker production leaving much to be desired. 9 out of 16 on this base. This base 0 out of 16. But he is getting all those gases. Once again, Kevin very gassy. Get this man some Pepto-Bismol. The supply depot city in the main base. This is a sight to behold. Look at this. All these supply depots in no real organized structure. Do not let this man do your urban planning. Idle SCVs. Yeah, gotta get back to work. That's where this guy's going, but what about him? And Timbo, once again, very low zealot count. I think definitely want more zealots. Close in the distance, pull in some of the Widow Mine shots. Oh, did he get a glimpse of that when he touched that Zelnaga tower? Maybe not, because he's not reacting, but oh, these 2 armies kind of passing each other like ships in the night. There's the extra zealots, but they're going to get caught out of position. All of them going to go down. Timbo coming back, and I don't know if that's the right decision. I do have the benefit of God view. I see everything, but Timbo down almost 50 army supply. I think maybe he should have just gone for the counterattack. Got a few Thors in the mix here for Kevin as well. 2 Wayward Colossus gonna go down just like that. And here comes the fight. Storm's pretty good. Now keep in mind, the damage is unaffected. So Timbo does full damage, but his HP just lacking. And I think maybe could have used a few more storms, but down goes the Protoss army. Some reinforcing stalkers. Don't think that's the right decision. Zealots probably would have been better. 4th base gonna go down. Widow Mines taking out some extra stalkers. Probes forced to fight, and GG gonna be called any second now. 5k minerals in the bank for Kevin Lee. Not keeping up with the macro back at home. And structures wise, he doesn't even have a lot of production. 2 factories, 3 barracks, 1 singular starport, and that is enough apparently, as these Terran units going to dispatch of the remainder of Timbo's forces. Well, maybe not with the warp in, but make no mistake, this game is over. Stick a fork in Timbo because he is done. And Widowmine's just gonna walk into the natural base. Burrow right in his face, and I don't think they got any kills actually. I think the probes kind of dodged it in the assimilator, or maybe they got 1 each. I don't know. But we are just watching the slow death of Timbo Slice. He's already got his legs blown off, his arms blown off. He's just a torso. He is wriggling around on the floor, trying to pick up a knife with his teeth. And Kevin is just, well, standing over him, not really dealing the finishing blow, kind of tormenting his foe here, giving him a sliver of hope before he ultimately crushes Timbo's dreams in this game number 1. And credit to Timbo, he's trying. He's wriggling around on the floor. He's trying to grab that knife with his teeth, and maybe, just maybe, he'll be able to flop around like a Magikarp and cut his opponent's jugular. Is that the one on the neck? Jugular is the neck one, right? I don't know. But you get the metaphor. Kevin just massing up his army. Still hasn't really added any extra production. But he is expanding like a madman. 116 army supply to 39 of the Protoss. And Marines, Medivacs, Thors, Vikings. Medivacs are over here, by the way. Thor over here. Okay. And this game's just gonna continue. Kevin floating his main over to this, what is this, 4 o'clock position? Kevin's a very rich man. 66 workers, that's not a huge number, but he's got a lot of orbitals and a lot of mules. And he's maxed out. Just gonna go for the kill now, I suppose. And finally, the poor torso of Timbo Slice going to be executed in a very brutal manner, it looks like. And let's see what happens when 134 army supply clashes with 65. Kevin going right up the middle. 2 disruptors. Can they make the difference? No. Doesn't look like it. The second one was pretty good, but it's just too little, too late. Landing the Vikings even, and finally GG gets called. Welcome back, folks. This is game number 2 in this Clown Fiesta matchup. This time we are switching things up once again. It's going to be the pink Terran this time, Timbo Slice. And a yellow Protoss this time, Kevin Lee. Now, already a slight deviation to start things off. It's going to be a main base pylon for Kevin Lee. Don't really know what that means, but Timbo going to be going for the low ground. And very fast gas for Kevin. Once again, very gassy boy. We'll see how this game shapes up. Not really too much variation possible in the early game. Neither player doing any crazy proxy stuff. Barracks about 60% done. Kevin going for another pylon. Very close to the first one. Again, I don't really know about this urban planning. Positioning is kind of awkward. But gateway's done. Cybernetics core on the way. Looks like Timbo not really gonna get anything out of that barracks just yet, opting for the fast command center. And there we have the first Marine in production, so not gonna be seeing any Reaper shenanigans this time around. I do think that is, in most cases, the optimal opening. You get a scout of your opponent's space, you can harass some workers, keep them honest. But not going to see that this time. We do have a Stalker being chrono boosted because you do kind of have to be safe as a Protoss, just in case Reaper does show up. Nexus in production as well. And if this was the plan all along, I really would have liked to see that second pylon down here, just kind of preempting that. Timbo gonna be making another barracks as well as a factory here. We do have two Marines on the defense here. Tech lab for the barracks. Nothing being researched just yet. Second command center is done. Gonna be morphing into an orbital. And yeah, Timbo not really utilizing his structures. That's kind of what we expect from Timbo. He likes to bank up his money, save it for retirement, but there's no retirement in SC2. And Kevin making additional gateways, another awkward placed pylon, don't really understand, and this gateway just not really in line, you know? Like, why is it like off like that? Oh, scan going down from Timbo. Gonna be scouting this Stargate from Kevin. Now, does he spot both of them, actually? Yes, he does. Spots both Stargates. That's a huge scan. And if I were Kevin, I would cancel one or even both of these because... Oh! Right on cue! Wow. That is, I think that's a good choice because now Timbo is expecting double Stargate and just completely bamboozle him. That's the mind games coming out of Kevin Lee. A few more gateways as well as a robotics facility, and yeah, this kind of triggering my OCD. Like, why are these buildings just placed so awkwardly? Like, this one's off center, there's a gap over there, this one's like a little crooked. I don't know. Army count for Kevin, just going to be these 4 stalkers for now. For Timbo, just a handful of Marines, and is that it? I guess that's all Timbo has. It's just a handful of Marines. Siege tank in production, just finishing up actually. But yeah, neither player really making too much army units. Kevin gonna be the one to take the third base first. And Timbo now making double Liberators. That's an interesting choice, because as far as he's aware, Kevin's going for either Void Rays or Oracles. I guess Liberators would be decent against Oracles, but not so much against Void Rays. But of course, we're not seeing a Stargate at all. We do have initial Observer floating on in, and looks like it should just be able to avoid the fury of the missile turret. But we do have a robotics bay as well. However, not researching. We are also not seeing any Colossus or Disruptors. But a Dark Shrine in production as well. Kevin kind of just going for everything, but also nothing, because he's not making any... well, there's the Colossus being started. And here's the double Liberators, going for the same location. Kind of would have liked to see him split those up, but this is certainly a choice. And he is going to get a few probe kills right off the bat. 4, 5 on that one, 2 on the other one. So what is that, 7 total? Not too bad, especially if these Liberators get out. But one is going to go down. The second one in the natural. Going to get another couple probes. And going to get away, it looks like. So that's not bad. Amidst all that, Timbo focusing a little too heavily and banking up a lot of minerals once again, as is his usual MO. And just going to be Marines, Medevacs, and tanks, it looks like. This Liberator going to probably spend the rest of the game down here. Kevin does have his third up and running. Double Forge not being utilized. He already has the 1-1, but could be getting more upgrades. But low on gas, curiously enough. This geyser not being mined. This one only 2 out of 3. Main base is normal, I guess. But yeah, bit of a mistake there, not saturating these gases. And Timbo still with a lot of money. He's making more barracks, but not even using the ones he has. 3 barracks here with reactors, and they are not doing a damn thing. An Invisible Man coming on in. Gonna see if he can find some damage. Let's see if Timbo is aware, paying attention. And oh! Looks like he walked into the missile turret range, but does get out of there and does take out 1 siege tank, so that's already not bad. But there is another missile turret here, and can he take it out? Looks like no, not before the reinforcements arrive. And does get it, actually, but does lose his life, that poor Invisible Man. And this poor man here, trapped. He wants to get back to work, but he can't. Look at him. Oh, he's spazzing out. Oh, oh no, this poor guy. He doesn't know what to do. Oh no, it's so sad. Oh. But we do have the 3rd base from Timbo, and now Kevin's taking his 4th base. Kind of running away with the eco here. Can Timbo equalize this? I don't know. This is looking a little dicey for the pink Terran. The Liberator actually awakening. I thought it was going to spend its life at the bottom of the map, but sieging up the natural once again. Going to get a few additional probes before the Stalkers show back up. And take it out, but it's a decent little harassment. 15 probes between those two liberators. Now Kevin is going to get some cannons, but I think that's the end of the liberator harassment. Army supply favoring Timbo just slightly. Actually, now Kevin equalizes it, but mostly Marines, and Marines do not fare very well against Colossus. These giant laser beaming things. So I would favor Kevin in a straight up fight. However, 5 tanks, if they are sieged up, can be very powerful. And here comes Kevin. Does he want to push out, or maybe that was a bit of a feint? 4th base, fully saturated by Kevin. Good to see that he put probes onto those gases, and for once, Kevin's economy is absolutely kicking. 80 workers, and he's still producing more. Absolute madman. Timbo kind of venturing out a little bit. Maybe thinking of an attack. 2-2 for the turn player. About 90% done. Kevin does have his 2-2. Would like to see a 3-3, maybe start getting shield upgrades. A lot of money for both players, actually. And Kevin, once again, being a very gassy boy, 2,000 gas. Taking his 5th base, as well as a 6th base. Is he getting too greedy? I don't know. Dropping a scan, sees that there's no army there. In fact... Wait, what? Looks like both players, and no, Kevin's gonna turn back around, but is it gonna be too late? Siege up your tanks, Timbo. Oh no, tanks are on siege. She does siege them up, and it is in time. And can they get the money connections onto the Stalkers and Colossus? Oh my god, the Colossus absolutely melting the Marines, and these invisible men just shredding up the rest. And the base goes down, but at what cost? I think Timbo might be dead. The warp-in of Stalkers for Kevin. Using the slow pylon. I don't know if he knows how that mechanic works, but doesn't matter. Not really under distress at that moment in time. But now Timbo trailing by 50, 60 supply, almost 70 now. He's down 27 workers and down a couple bases as well. Things are looking no bueno for the Pink Terran. And here comes Kevin Lee. Coming in for the kill, it looks like. Timbo sieging his tanks. And good timing on that. At least he does siege those up. But I think Kevin could just brute force his way in. Timbo kind of inching forward. Nicely done there from Timbo, but he still has a very uphill battle. Want to siege these tanks? Oh my god, this is so scary. He does siege them up, and here comes the invisible men. They're gonna start slashing away to just one tank going down, and these tanks actually doing a lot of work. But does it matter? I think there's just too much Protoss. And down goes all the tanks. GG gets called, and Kevin gonna take game number 2. Welcome back, folks. I thought this was a best of 3, but maybe it's a best of 5, or maybe it's just 3 games. I don't know. But we are looking at the main base of the pink Protoss player at 100% this time. He's down 2-0, however. It is Timbo Slice. And Yellow Terran up 2 games. It's Kevin Lee. So this time, Timbo playing his second race, I guess. That's how you can put it. And at 100%. So definitely going to give the edge to Timbo here, but I wouldn't say it's written in stone, because Timbo is very fundamentally flawed. He doesn't produce stuff, doesn't really go for the proper units. He sees a unit that can hit ground and air, and he just all-ins on that unit. Does that with Zerg as well. Hydras are bad. You heard it here first, folks. And likewise, Stalkers, not that good. They are better than Hydras, I would say, because they have the potential for Blink Micro. But yeah, not that great of a unit, and especially in the later stages of the game, they fall off pretty significantly. Both players going to be opening on the low ground once again. Nexus for Timbo. And Kevin going to be making that Reaper. And another thing to point out, actually, is the low ground barracks means that the Reaper has a shorter travel distance. Of course, if you just loiter here for a few seconds, that kind of negates that. But it does allow him to get to Timbo's base a little bit quicker. And maybe if he hadn't loitered out there for a few seconds, he would be able to get in and find some kills. But Stalker out in time should be able to protect all the probies. We do have the double gateway in the northern part of the base once again. Not really sure why these buildings are placed where they're placed and why they are crooked. Oh, I hate that. Of course, not a huge deal in terms of the game, just kind of, I don't want to be neat, you know? Another gateway going down. Twilight Council. Reaper gonna make its way into the natural. It looks like it might be able to find something here, actually. Stalker being a bit lazy, and uh-oh! One probe going down. Can we get another one? No, don't fight the Stalker. Oh! I think that was a big mistake from Mr. Reaper there. Is he being... No! He does die. And, oh, that's pretty brutal. Like, what does that happen? Like, Stalker shoots laser beams. I don't know if that really causes one to explode like that, but I don't know. Who knows the science of laser beams? We've got a starport with a tech lab coming down for Kevin. Now, is it going to be Banshees? Kevin does like his air units. We'll see if he goes for that. Once again, Charge being researched first. And I do think Charge is an excellent upgrade. However, when you don't have any Zealots, and when you go low Zealots later on anyways, it's a questionable choice. And it's not going to be Banshees. It's going to be BCs, as the Fusion Core is moments away from finishing. Does Kevin have enough money, though? It looks like he will just have enough as that Fusion Core finishes. But he doesn't have supply. Oh, wait, yes, he does. False alarm. Battlecruiser is in production. And this is bad news bears for Timbo Slice, as he has no idea what's happening. He's only got 6 Stalkers. I'm not sure what's the proper number of Stalkers to go up against Battlecruisers, but I want to say it's more than 6. I don't know, however. Don't quote me on that. 6 Hellions gonna run into these Stalkers. 1 Hellion gonna go down. And they're just gonna go home. Don't really want to mess with Stalkers. And that's a little dicey because that's all Kevin actually has. Battlecruiser about 80% done. And now we do finally see a few Zealots. We do have that charge completed. And here come the Hellions. Looks like they're just going to YOLO on in. Probably not going to find 33 kills like last time, however. But here they come. And Battlecruiser's done, but not warping in. Kevin focusing a little too much on these Hellions and honestly not accomplishing a whole lot. Timbo, doesn't spot the Battlecruiser. So this is gonna warp into the main base, gonna start blasting some of these probes. But I think, still only 6 Stalkers, 2 additional warping into the main. 8 Stalkers, is that enough? I think yes, actually. But these buildings kind of working against Timbo right now. Can't really get the ideal surface area, and looks like this Battlecruiser is going to be able to get on out of there. 5 kills to its name, and it should be able to fly home and get repaired up. So Timbo now at 34 workers. He did lose a total of 9. 2 Stalkers going down as well to the Battlecruiser. And this observer from Timbo doesn't spot those Widow Mines. Yeah, spots a couple of them. So he does know those are on the menu. Battlecruiser gonna be making its way downtown, back home. Both players taking their thirds. And Kevin with a lot of money in the bank, just slowly pumping out Battlecruisers. You're going to be getting a second factory for what? Don't really know. Maybe additional Hellions? He's very mineral heavy this time around because Battlecruisers are mucho expensivo. I took AP Spanish. BT dubs, so that's definitely how it's said. Lots of Widow Mines, and that is very scary as well. Third base, not quite done yet, but Timbo is going to need to catch up in the eco. He did lose a lot of workers before. Scan going down, missing a lot, actually. Does spot the tech, but doesn't see the army. And again, the triple scan from Kevin. He doesn't care about mules whatsoever. Oh, double warping for the BCs, but Timbo in position, and this is a little bad for the Battlecruiser. Timbo does have blink as well. Is this one gonna get away? No. He's in a kind of awkward spot. Maybe just chill here until his teleport gets off cooldown. But no, he's gonna just sacrifice himself. He had so much to live for. And is Kevin gonna continue with Battlecruisers? Does it look like yes, he is. Battlecruiser mines. And mines, as we all know, very OP. However, no armory. So they do not have that pretty red beam. They will not be cloaked after they fire. Timbo just gonna take a peek with that observer here. Armory finally in production. But Timbo looks like he's looking for a fight. Let's see how this goes. A lot of Widow Mines here. But once they all fire, not a whole lot by Kevin. And whoa, that's a little scary. Maybe you can kind of like drag the Widow Mine shots, take out the BCs. I don't know. You definitely do not want to just YOLO into those mines. Timbo gonna be rotating around, gonna find this fresh base and should be able to take it out. Yep, no problemo there. Takes out a mine as well for free, and Very nice pickoff by Timbo, not losing anything, but another warping into the main, and Timbo grossly out of position. These two battlecruisers gonna get a lot of probe kills. Warp in there of, what is that, 5 stalkers. That's not gonna be enough. Another 2 joining the mix. And, you know what, maybe it is enough. One battlecruiser gonna go down. Second one getting very low on HP. You could get over that dead space, but no. Kevin doesn't care about his units. He's gonna allow them to die. And well, I think that could have been a lot worse considering Timbo was out of position and there was 2 battlecruisers. But I guess it was okay. Now, Timbo doing some counter harassment of his own. Warp Prism into the main base of Kevin. And we have 8 Zealots going to be charging on into the mineral line and slashing up these poor SCVs. Kevin doesn't really have a whole lot for defense. I guess just a single battlecruiser. He's getting a little bit dicey here, actually. Zealots making their way into the natural. Gonna start chopping up some of these SCVs and Marines as well. And looks like that's gonna trigger Kevin to just go with his mine army. And here's another warp in, this time Stalkers for Timbo. And Kevin, oh no, he's just falling apart at the seams. Look at all these Widow Mines. They're gonna get some probe kills, but can't really end the game with Widow Mines, can you? We will see. These Zealots still being an absolute nuisance. This battlecruiser doesn't know what to do. These Stalkers, likewise, just chilling. And here comes Timbo. He's going to try to clean up these mines. And, oh, Disruptor, that's an excellent unit to deal with Widow Mines. And a little bit sloppy, but it's going to be good enough to clean it up. And Timbo does not get 3-0'd.